Hey everyone, you might have noticed all these eggs behind me, and that can only mean one thing. That Easter is fast approaching. The only time of year to celebrate baby animals, egg-shaped candy, and giant bunnies breaking into your home. And that's why I bought these. Yup. Easter eggs. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know much about eggs of the Easter variety, so I really need to come up with something to talk about before I start questioning my economic decisions. Ooh! Easter eggs. One of the most popular things for developers to put into video games. You need to make an area interesting? Yeah, just throw a reference to something in there and you're good. Now, the term Easter eggs being used with media is relatively new. The term originates with the 1980 Atari game Adventure. Now, the story behind this first Easter egg is long and honestly kind of boring, but basically what happened was a developer made a secret room where it credits him as making the game. Now, that was pretty lackluster, but it paved the way for several games adopting the idea. Now, the Easter egg is well known not only in the video game community, but in most fandoms. But nowadays, the term Easter egg is quite blurred. Is it a reference to another media property? Is it the developers crediting themselves? Is it a game within a game? Is it just an obscure feature? Not even Wikipedia knows, because they list the Konami code as an Easter egg, which is quite obviously a cheat code, not an Easter egg. The term is so blurred at this point, I bet I could consider State Quarters as an Easter egg and no one would bat an eye. But I'm going to do my best in listing some of my favorite video game Easter eggs to help celebrate this holiday of Easter. So to begin, let's talk about a very well-known Easter egg and one of the most popular Easter eggs in video games, the Dark Souls Bonfire. Now there are a lot of this one Easter egg because it is one of the most popular icons from the Dark Souls series. But here are some of my favorites. Starting with Fallout 4's Nuka World DLC, if you go to the town of Bradburton in the north of the map, we have a sword and an ash pile, and if you kindle that fire you can get stim packs referencing the healing properties of the bonfire in the Dark Souls series. You can also get more stim packs if you take the sword out of the ash pile. Next is in Battlefield 1's They Shall Not Pass DLC map Rupture, where you can find a cavalry sword in a pile of burning wood. You can also take the sword out of the wood and use it as a melee weapon, so hey, that's pretty cool. And our final Dark Souls Easter egg is in the game Just Cause 3, but instead of a sword, in this game there's a sniper rifle in this appearance of the bonfire. But anyway, moving on from the bonfire Easter eggs, let's talk about some other references to game series. So let's go over to Assassin's Creed 2, where when you meet the character of Mario Auditore, he introduces himself to Ezio by saying,
"Don't you recognize me? It's a me, Mario!"
And if you don't get that reference, well, I just don't have anything to say to you. Anyway, if we hop over to Minecraft and look at the paintings, we have a couple of references there. First off, we have these three that are references to maps from the game Counter-Strike. And then we have this big painting, which is a reference to Donkey Kong. Also, while we are still on the topic of Minecraft, the achievement for when you create a cake is called The Cake is a Lie, which is a reference to the game Portal. And I'm not gonna lie, I've never played Portal, so I don't fully understand this Easter egg. Then we have Mario Kart Double Dash with its Easter eggs, and to start off, we go on to Luigi Circuit, where we can find a mansion on the side of the track. And if you've ever played Luigi's Mansion on the Gamecube, this will be familiar to you, because it is Luigi's new mansion that the Italian ghost catcher acquires at the end of the game. Then, if we hop over the Peach Beach or Yoshi Circuit, we can find Daisy's Cruiser on the outskirts of the map, which is another track in the game. But finally, maybe the most well-known Easter egg of Double Dash is that Rainbow Road takes place above the track Mushroom City, and most people know this because of how many times they fell off the track. Anyway, childhood trauma aside, let's talk about Pikmin. So, in the original Pikmin, Olmar's ship is called the Dolphin, which is a reference to the GameCube itself. The reason being is because the GameCube's development codename was Dolphin. So, that's pretty cool. But what if you don't like Easter eggs relating to other gaming things? What if you want a reference to your favorite pop culture icon? Well, don't worry, because there are plenty of those Easter eggs for you. For example, if we hop back into Fallout 4, we have several of those Easter eggs. First is an Easter egg relating to the show Cheers. You can find this reference around the Boston Commons at a bar named Prost, which, for those non-German speakers out there, millennials, am I right? Translates to Cheers in English. And if you go into the building, you can find an almost exact replica of the bar from the show. Second is an Easter egg relating to the Edgar Allan Poe short story The Cask of Amontillado, where a person is enclosed in a wall in a wine cellar. You can find this Easter egg in the Castle Armory, and to make this reference all the more complete, we can find Amontillado wine bottles in the same room. And well, since we're already discussing Fallout games, let's move over to New Vegas, where if you select the Wild Wasteland perk at the beginning of the game, some wacky stuff happens. For instance, you can find a box full of holy hand grenades. This is obviously a reference to a personal favorite movie of mine, Monty Python the Holy Grail. Another reference using the Wild Wasteland perk is this skeleton in a fridge with this sick fedora on. This is a reference to Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, or, as I call it, the Indiana Jones movie that we don't speak of. But what if you want some good old historic pop culture? Well, then we can head back over to Fallout 4 again, where if you build this painting of Napoleon Bonaparte in your settlement and look really close, you can notice that the face on Napoleon is actually the game's director and local friendly meme, Todd Howard. Now, those are all pretty good Easter eggs, but what about some playable Easter eggs? Now, these could be considered bonuses and not Easter eggs, but as I said earlier, the definition of an Easter egg is very loose, so I'm going to consider them as Easter eggs. To start off, we jump back into Fallout 4, where you can acquire holotapes with games on them. Most of these holotape games are based on actual games. Some examples are Red Menace being Donkey Kong, the Zeta Invaders being Space Invaders, and Atomic Command being Missile Command. Another game that has several games inside of it is Call of Duty Black Ops 2, where, on the Nuketown map, if you shoot off all the heads of the mannequins within 2 minutes, you can play some old Activision Atari games. There's also a similar Easter egg in Call of Duty World War II, but it's a lot less hidden. All you need to do is go to the headquarters and go down to the beach. Now that was pretty cool and all, but those were all in video games. What if you want an Easter egg that's about video games, but they aren't in a specific video game? Well, do I have news for you, because those have existence on the menu tonight. So the Nintendo Gamecube has a couple of interesting Easter eggs for you to discover. First off, if you hold the Z button on the controller during the startup sequence, instead of getting the iconic sound, you get a different noise. You can also get another sound if you hold the Z button on all 4 controllers. But I don't currently have 4 working GameCube controllers at the moment, so I can't show you this one. Now, once you get past the boot up screen and get to the main menu, we have an entirely new Easter egg with the theme playing in the background. If you speed up the theme, this is what it sounds like. Now that jingle may be familiar to some of you nerds because that same jingle can be found on the Famicom Disk System. Anyway, let's hop back into Fallout 4 because apparently I can't shut up about this game. So, in the world you can find these Vault-Tec calendars with a phone number on them. If you dial the number on your real-life phone, you'll get this message.
Thank you for calling Vault-Tec, your first choice in post-nuclear survival. We're sorry, but due to unexpectedly high call volume, all representatives are currently busy. Please stay on the line, and someone will be with you as soon as possible. There are callers in front of you. Estimated wait time 643 hours. Thank you for calling Vault-Tec. Have a wonderful day.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty unique Easter egg and one of the most random. I'm super surprised people actually found this. Now, some Easter eggs aren't things you can find on a console or on your phone. Sometimes they're in update logs. For example, in Minecraft, in almost every single update log, it displays the text to removed Herobrine. Now, for all of you who are currently scratching your head either out of confusion or head lice, I'll explain. So, Herobrine was a creepypasta from around 2010 who had all of us Minecraft kids scared out of our minds. Now, obviously, Herobrine was fake, but it's a nice thing to see a little nod to this legend from the olden days of Minecraft. So that was Easter eggs in video games. They're a fun thing that developers add in, and they're also really fun to search for. But, to be completely honest, I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed by some of them. Not to say they are bad at all, but the term is just so blurred at this point that nobody actually knows what they are. Oh well. In any case, I'm gonna go to Lowe's and tell people why steak quarters are the best Easter eggs.